Шановні колеги,
We continue our work in the Ukraine Crisis Media Center, and the floor is given to representative of the Ministry of Defense, Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Now the information about the events that happened in the ATO area during the last 24 hours. The Lugansk area, for the first time in several months, the epicenter is now in Stanichna-Lugansk region, and there are some shellings to the south of the Ryan Center. The enemy violated ceasefire in other places, Valuysky and Kondrashivska station. The enemy used small arms and mortars. Also, enemy shellings were in Terhizbinka and Novozvanovka. Thus, the activity of the enemy in Popasnyansky region fell to zero. So on the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Lugansk area, there were 9 enemy shellings, including 1 with the use of heavy weapons. The Donetsk area, as previously the main military actions are in Avdiivka production area. The enemy reinforces its shellings. They use mortars and also they use tank and 152 millimeter cannon. The overall number of launched ammunition from heavy weapons is about 60. Also, the militant groups violated ceasefire in Lugansk and Novgorodsk. Both shellings happened during dark hours and lasted for about 20 minutes. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Donetsk area, there were 6 enemy shellings, including 4 with the use of heavy weapons. The Mariupol area. As previously, there are heavy mortar shellings of the ATO positions in the part of the front line, Krasnogorovka, Marienka, and also Taramchuk and Shirokine. According to the information provided by the intelligence service, in order to increase shellings of Ukrainian positions, so-called 9th Regiment of Russian Occupation Forces, that is placed in the Mariupol area, got reinforcement. This is Stab B self-propelled artillery system. And the caliber, which is 122 millimeters. So de-escalation at this part of the front line is not expected. Also, along the front line, there is a number of provocations delivered by the enemy with the use of small arms. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Mariupol area, there were 26 enemy shellings, including 11 with the use of heavy weapons. And the number of ammunition that was launched from howitzers and large caliber mortars that were shelled at our positions was about 170. On the whole, during the last 24 hours, in the result of active military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, but 1 serviceman was wounded. This happened in Avdiivka in the course of enemy shelling. Confirmed losses of the enemy, 2 wounded occupants. From Russia, they brought reinforcement for the militants. To Ilovaisk station, they brought 10 railway cars with ammunition. After they were unloaded, they were carried to Mospina and Donetsk. And to Ambrosivka station, they brought 4 railway cars with ammunition. SBU prevented an attempt of separatism. In Chernigavshina, the group of offenders was trying to create a quasi-formation that is called Title Sovereign Nation of Ukraine. Separatists were actively creating attributes such as passports, IDs, and automobile numbers, normative and legal acts. And now, pre-trial investigation is ongoing. At Zaitsevo checkpoint, the border guards confiscated from the resident of Ukraine a so-called passport issued by LPR militant group. And verifications continue. In Lysychansk, that is in Lugansk, police officers detained the militant. He said that on the 1st of December 2014, he joined the militants and he was the commander of the detachment, and he celebrated his 25th birthday, and he went to his native place in order to glue in a photo in his passport of Ukraine. And one more militant was detained in Donetsk. In spring 2014, the resident of Zalizna town joined the militants. He patrolled the streets of the town, and he also revealed the persons who violated the illegally imposed curfew in the city. During several months, when the city was freed from the occupants, he started to work as a taxi driver, hiding his dark past. Also in Donetsk, the law enforcers confiscated from the car legal arsenal. These were 11 grenades, TNT, more than 400 cartridges of different caliber and signal flares. Strategic military training that is called Borderline 2016 ongoing, and anti-aircraft officers rehearsed relocation of systems PBOC 300P and Book M1. Also, they carried out tasks to repel the air attack of the imaginary enemy. The main attention was paid to better coordination and quality of response to possible threats. The students of Humanitarian Faculty of National Academy of National Guard held some firing exercises. The culmination of the 15-kilometer march was with sudden complications of the situation and the ambushes of the subversive group. And the icing on the cake were the night firing with the use of sniper sights. Ukrainian servicemen deliver humanitarian help to the residents of frontline area. The officers of Group of Military and Civil Cooperation brought to people medicines, medical equipment, food, toys, and literature for children, and they brought it to the number of villages and towns in Donetsk and Lugansk Oblast. These are Avdiivka, Kurakhova, Novomikhailivka, Girne, Krasnodonivka, Bakhmut, Severodonetsk, Chasiv Yar, and Krasne. This help was collected due to the efforts of Ukrainian volunteers and religious organizations. Also, the servicemen got needed equipment for the repair of cars from Vinnytsia volunteers. This is all for now. If you have questions or comments, please. Do you have questions or comments? If there are no, thank you. The press conference is over. Thank you. Dear colleagues, our next event in the framework of the next event is at 1:30.